Hello everyone. In this video, we discuss about errors, which is very helpful for your JEE mains as well as NEET. This is a part of units, dimensions, and error analysis. Definitely, you can expect a question in both JEE mains and NEET. Very simple and interesting topic. Now, what is meant by an error? If you are measuring any physical quantity, uncertainty in measuring that physical quantity is known as error. If suppose you are having a measured value and if you know the true value, the difference between the true value and measured value, you can identify that particular error. How you can minimize that error? In order to minimize the error, you have to increase the number of observations. That means if you are measuring a physical quantity for n times, the arithmetic mean of all measured values gives the true value of that particular measurement. Suppose a1, a2 and so on, an are n measured values of a physical quantity, then the arithmetic mean of all these values gives the a mean, that is a1 plus a2 plus so on an by n. Now, once I know this mean value, I can find absolute error in each measurement. Suppose if I am having a measurement value of a1 for my first measurement, then a1 minus a mean gives the absolute error in my first measurement, then a2 minus a mean gives the absolute error in my second measurement, and so on an minus a mean that gives absolute error in nth measurement. These absolute errors can be positive or they can be negative, but while taking that mean absolute error, we have to consider their magnitudes only. So mean absolute error is nothing but mean of all absolute errors, but remember you have to take the magnitude of each and every absolute error. So if I know the absolute error, I can write the final measurement like this. A will be equal to A mean plus or minus delta A mean. This tells that still we am not able to find the exact measure true value, but my measurement tells that the physical quantity value lies between A mean minus delta A mean to A mean plus delta A mean. Once I know this, definitely I can identify relative error. What is meant by relative error means it is ratio of mean absolute error to the mean value. That means delta A mean to A mean, that gives a relative error. And similarly, if we are asked for percentage error, that will be delta A mean by A mean into 100%, that gives percentage error. That is how you may ask to identify absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage error. Once you know these values, then you can identify the corresponding measurement as a final measurement. You may ask to identify that final value of the measurement also. Now we'll have some combination of errors. So errors can be used in combinations or it can be measured in combinations. If suppose there is a physical quantity that is obtained due to addition of two physical quantities A and B, then the maximum absolute error in measuring x will be delta x, that will be equal to delta A plus delta B, where delta A is the absolute error in measuring A and delta B is the absolute error in measuring B, so that I can find the maximum absolute error in measuring x. Similarly, for subtraction also, if suppose x is a physical quantity that is observed or that is measured by the difference of two physical quantities A and B, then the maximum absolute error, then the maximum absolute error, that will be delta x, will be equal to delta A plus delta B only. Just remember these 2 points, whether it is addition or subtraction, the maximum absolute error is nothing but sum of individual maximum absolute errors of those two physical quantities involved. Similarly, for multiplication, that means if x is a physical quantity that is obtained due to product of two physical quantities A and B, then that's in such situations you will find maximum relative error, that will be delta x by x is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. If you are asked for percentage error, then you have to just multiply this with 100%. Suppose you are asked for percentage error, that percentage error will be delta x by x into 100, that will be equal to delta A by A into 100 plus delta B by B into 100%. So that is how you can find percentage error also. Similarly, for division, that means x is a physical quantity that is obtained due to ratio of two physical quantities A and B, then also we will find maximum relative error, that maximum relative error will be delta x by x is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B, where delta A by A is the relative error in measuring A and delta B by B is the relative error in measuring B. So that delta x by x, that is relative error in measuring x. And similarly, if you are asked for percentage error, that will be delta x by x into 100%, that will be equal to delta A by A into 100% plus delta B by B into 100%. So for multiplication and division we will have same formulas for maximum relative error and maximum percentage error. Similarly, if you are having some physical quantities involved in powers, that means x is equal to a power of n, then maximum relative error, here also we will find maximum relative errors only, that is delta x by x will be equal to n into delta A by A. If you are asked for percentage error, then delta x by x into 100% will be equal to n into delta A by A into 100%. And in this powers, if suppose more than one quantity is involved, suppose you are given like this, x is equal to a power of p, b power of q by c power of r into d power of s, then the maximum relative error delta x by x will be equal to p into delta a by a plus q into delta b by b plus r into delta c by c plus s into delta d by d. So whether the physical quantities are in the numerator or in denominator, just you have to take the sum of all possible maximum relative errors only. Just please remember, this is very interesting and important point. And similarly, just I'll have to add two note points. The first note point is like this. If suppose you are not given with absolute error in a measurement, suppose you are not given this delta A value, because in all calculations of errors this delta A, the delta B or delta C, delta D plays the key role, that is absolute error or mean absolute error will plays the key role. If you don't know mean absolute error in any measurement, then you have to take the least count. Least count is nothing but the least possible value what you are measuring with any instrument, or in any measurement the least possible value that gives the least count, or accuracy, we'll call that as accuracy. So you have to know about either least count or accuracy of the measurement, which serves as absolute error in that particular measurement. Suppose you are given like this, I am measuring a length of 2.1 centimeter. So that here the least possible value I am measuring is 0.1 centimeter. So that this 0.1 centimeter will be error for this measurement. So that A will be our mean value and delta A is nothing but here 0.1. Similarly, if suppose you are given, I am measuring a time of 100 seconds with 1 second accuracy. With 1 second accuracy, that implies this 1 second accuracy that gives the error, and this 100 seconds will give the mean value. So that is how you can use this particular note point. In majority of the questions you will not mention the absolute error, so you have to identify the corresponding least count in any measurement or the accuracy in that particular measurement that gives the absolute error. And the next note point will be like this. There are some situations where you can come across with combination of errors in reciprocals. Suppose if you are given two resistors R1 and R2, they are connected in parallel, then their equivalent will be 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Reciprocal of R1 plus reciprocal of R2 gives reciprocal of their equivalent resistance. That will be R is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. If delta R1 is error in measuring R1 and delta R2 is error in measuring R2, if you are asked to identify error in measuring resistance, then you have to use a differentiation technique. If I differentiate on both sides, minus 1 by R square into delta R will be equal to minus 1 by R1 square into delta R1 minus 1 by R2 square into delta R2. Or from this, delta R will be equal to R by R1 whole square into delta R1 plus R by R2 whole square into delta R2. So once I know the R value, R1 value and delta R1 value and delta R2 value, then I can identify the corresponding error in equivalent resistance of that particular parallel combination. This is quite very interesting area where you have to identify the reciprocals. The similar you can expect questions on lens equation or mirror equation. 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. If you are given error in V and error in U, if you are asked to identify error in F, then also you have to follow the same technique so that you can identify the corresponding error. So that's it. This is very simple and very less theoretical part where you can expect a question in your JEE mains as well as NEET. And subscribe and press on bell icon to enjoy these basic models, and suggest this channel to your friends, well-wishers and students who are aiming for JEE mains and NEET. Surely it will help them. Thank you. And with this I completed units, dimensions, and in measurements we completed error analysis, and that some significant figures concepts I didn't discuss because they are not asking majority of the JEE mains and NEET questions. They are not frequently asked models. Just here I am discussing only frequently asked models, and if you are interested in learning those concepts based on significant figures, then once go through any standard textbook like NCRT. But the frequently asked models are units, dimensions, as well as this error analysis basic models. So enjoy, and the next video I'll post numericals based on these formulae what we discussed. Have a great time.